Hey everybody, long time no see. Oh, man, I've been working way too much here lately and just hadn't been enthused and haven't been fishing any. Sometimes I'm kind of got tunnel vision on working, but I got to go fish a tournament this weekend down on Lake Dardanelle. Little group I fished with down there, and we had one of our monthly tournaments on Lake Dardanelle, and I got to go. So got up early Saturday morning. I haven't been pre-fishing. I haven't been down there in like a year. So thought I'd just show and go like I've been doing here lately. And got down there yesterday morning and headed down there. It's storming bad here, but kind of dodged them on the drive. But we did have a big one come through while we was on the water. That kind of had to get off the lake for a little while, about an hour actually. It got pretty wicked. But what a fantastic day of fishing. I ended up catching like a little over 13 pounds, come in 13th place out of 50 down there, and I was really happy with that. Caught a ton of bass. I mean, the amount of just keeper size fish I caught yesterday was just ridiculous. It was a great time. It's the first time I've been fishing in 3 weeks, and boy, I had some fun. And I did kind of my normal river thing. When I go down on the river this time of year in June, I usually have two things on, a buzzbait and a shallow crankbait. So it was cloudy that morning, even when the sun's shining, I have a buzzbait on in the river because the water was muddy, there's lots of current, and those fish will bite a buzzbait all day long in that type of thing. So I just started the day out with a buzzbait, and I had a black one on and I had a white one on, just like I normally do, one going one way, one going the other direction. And I just started throwing them around a little bit, kind of see which one they wanted. Right quick, I really began to get bit on the white a lot better. Actually, I didn't even have a bite on the black one. I'd already had like 3 bites on the white. So I just stuck with the white the rest of the day. I was putting this bellow shad on there. I'll tell you, this thing is starting to be, I'm using it in a lot of different areas. I saw an ad with G-Crack that showed this on a buzzbait, and I was really intrigued by it. And lo and behold, it's a killer. They love it. It is fantastic on buzzbait. It keeps it up high. I was a little reluctant. Baits with these big rings, sometimes they really don't work that well on a buzzbait, I didn't think. But this bellow shad is a killer on a buzzbait. You need to try it. But just started fishing. I was fishing mainly like jetty type rock, riprap rock, ultra shallow. The water was really muddy, and throwing this thing right up on the bank, just paralleling it through those rocks, and from 0 to about 1.5 feet deep. And those fish are just laying right up in those rocks. And I caught a limit in like an hour and a half, had a 3-pounder, and all on a buzzbait. Caught 8. I just kept throwing it throughout the, just while it was cloudy and windy. As long as they kept hitting it, I just kept throwing it. And actually I caught fish on it all day long, off and on. But that morning, well, I caught a lot of bass on it. Just sticking with rock, just jetty rock after jetty rock, just staying with it, and culled around as long as I could. Now, a little later, the sun came out, and I went to my other main river bait this time of year, and that's the old Bagley's Killer B2. Now, I throw all 3 sizes of this bait, the 1, the 2, and the 3. But the 2 is probably my most favorite to use. It's just a nice in-between size. And this is a fantastic bait for fishing rock in the early summer. It's got a very, very aggressive wobble to it. It starts moving immediately and fast. You don't have to reel it fast to make it wobble hard. The one with the short round lip like this is the one I use the most. Typical colors: fire tiger, chartreuse blackback, hot crawfish with chartreuse with a kind of a brown back. But I was using fire tiger yesterday, and it's probably one of my favorites, so even over chartreuse blackback down on that river. But targeting the same areas with this bait, just that ultra shallow riprap rock, just throwing it right on the bank, bringing it to me. And I'm going to share something with you about how you can really catch a lot of bass on a crankbait this time of, really about any time of year, when you notice something. And I know many of you have seen this before. You chuck a crankbait out there, it hits the water, and you've got one. Like, you just hook up immediately. And you think, oh, maybe I need to throw top water or something. You throw top water around a whole bunch, and they won't hit it. But you go back throwing your crankbait again, and right quick, another one, like the second it hits the water, one gets it. I'm going to tell you how you can really capitalize on it. And I've caught a lot of bass doing this. And if you're like me and you're old, back in the day, you pick up an old Outdoor Life or Sports Afield, and they would be talking about throwing crankbaits around stuff, which back then the lakes all had big timber in them and a lot of cover to fish. But back then, if they were describing how to throw an old bomber, like the old bomber shaped plugs or a hellbender or old Super R, when they would describe how to throw a crankbait, they would say cast over by the stump or the rock, let the bait settle on the surface, and give it a little pull just to make it dive underneath the surface. Old Lucky 13, that's how they fished that thing. They dive underneath a little bit, bob to the top, and then start your retrieve. If there's a big one there, he's going to get it right then. And this is how I caught most all my fish on this crankbait yesterday. Not quite like that, but when you run into this scenario, these fish are ultra shallow. I mean, they're in 6 inches of water beside these rocks, and you can see the rocks kind of positioned under the surface, little dark spots in that muddy water. I was making short casts, 30 feet at the max, just short, kind of into the bank cast. Throw it right up into those rocks. Let it settle just a split second, and instead of just start reeling, I just hold my rod up a little bit, and I just turn my handle about 2 turns, not even that much, a half a turn, maybe a turn. This killer bee, the buoyancy of the bait, and the way it wobbles, it immediately, with just the slightest pull, it just barely goes underneath the surface. It goes about this far, 6 or 8 inches. You want to just pull that bait about 6 or 8 inches just underneath the surface before you start your retrieve. So you're going to put it up there, finesse it with your handle and your rod a little bit, make it just real quickly just starts moving. The killer bee is a perfect bait. A lot of square bills, you gotta get the reel and get that thing moved. Not with this balsa wood. Immediately, right at the surface. I don't know how many bass I caught yesterday. I throw it up by a rock. I just kind of ease my handle and kind of move just almost finesse it with my rod. Whoosh. You see a swirl, and he gets it right there. They were right there. They wanted that little finesse. If not, you start your retrieve right after that, about a turn into that or 2, you hook up. They're right there. If you ever find that on a crankbait, that's how you capitalize on that bite. You just finesse that thing for a second before you start your retrieve. It will put a ton of bass in the boat for you. Had some lost opportunities yesterday. Old Dale Burt's a few weeks ago was talking about them June jumping bass. Well, let me tell you, these bass I was catching is in less than a foot of water most of the time. The minute you hook up on it, blue, blue, blue. I lost quite a number of bass yesterday jumping, but you know what? They were biting so good, it's like, I'll catch another one. So, what a great time. Man, I love throwing these old things. I was using that on I actually used most of my balsa wood baits on a little bit heavier rod because I'm normally fishing around a little bit of heavy cover. This is a medium action 7-foot Shimano SLX, 14-pound monofilament line like I always use. Nothing out of the realm of, just basic stuff. 6-4-1 Shimano Corrado, just basic fishing. That buzz bait, 17-pound. I found some fluorescent line I'm really liking. The McCoy brand makes a really great fluorescent line. It really reminds me of the Trilene XT in the day. Fluorescent clear blue, McCoy, 17-pound with my buzz bait. No issues whatsoever all day long. I'm digging the clear blue on some of this stuff. Just basic fishing. What a great dime. 7-foot, medium heavy rod. It was just good to go fishing. Nice to hang with them boys down there a little bit. There's a lot of hammers. Took 20 pounds to win, and but what a great time I had. Got back home. Had to get back to work today for a little bit. I still got lots of towel work going, and lots of lure business happening. So I apologize for being a ghost here lately. But hey, I'm starting to have some time now. I'm going to start fishing a little bit. Got some cool things happening, and we're going to start talking about those. So hope that helps you. See you next time.